Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw live from Pensacola, Florida. A couple of days removed from a eventful roadblock, the last stop before WrestleMania. And entering the arena here tonight, still your Women's World Champion after a hellacious Falls Count Anywhere match against Jordynne Grace and impressive competitive matchup against Thea Hail. Sophia Everett arrives here tonight with our eyes locked on Vegas. Come WrestleMania, she will be competing in not just one match, but as we found out Saturday night, 2 matches, as she will take on Raw General Manager Molly Holly and the Royal Rumble winner, the EST, Bianca Belair, when she puts the World's Championship on the line. Everett, Belair, World's Championship. And the EST wasting very little time, going toe-to-toe with her opponent at WrestleMania, the woman she chose to face the decision she made after winning the Rumble at Roadblock. In this match, a long time coming, almost a year, actually over a year in the making, since Sophia Everett took Bianca Belair out around King and Queen of the Ring about a year ago. A year and some change. Bianca Belair obviously making a return at King and Queen of the Ring earlier in the year. And it has been in a warpath of destruction to get her hands on Everett, and she will get it in Vegas. Champion and challenger motivated alike. These two, when they go head to head, what do they call it? The irresistible force meets the immovable object. It's feeling a lot like that. These two combustible elements the Women's World Champion Sophia Everett, the EST of WWE, the Royal Rumble winner Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. Jordynne Grace and Molly Holly out here on the attack on the champion, god damn it! And this is the problem with Sophia Everett taking on this challenge. Molly Holly and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, her focus is her eyes are split, you know what I mean? She can't focus on one and the other. And Molly Holly and Jordynne Grace showing as much, taking advantage of Sophia Everett and focusing on her challenge for the World Championship against the EST as Molly Holly bringing down the chair, and Jordynne Grace wants her some of the action. Jordynne Grace wants a piece. After what happened Saturday night, she didn't get enough. Thea Hail! Thank goodness for the Money in the Bank contract holder, Thea Hail, coming to the aid, the rescue of the champion, saving her from even more dire straits as the estate stand on top of the stage area watching on. Bianca Belair said she wants her full focus. Once Sophia's full focus, it's going to be hard to do with Molly and Jordynne. What a challenge! Will Molly Holly and Jordynne Grace actually accept is the question. Our Raw general manager scrambling, trying to find anyone to take her place here tonight for the tag team match. And trying to get the aid of Bianca Belair. Obviously has a bone to pick with Sophia, but to no avail.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Fernando, Chile,
Moving right along, Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera. Coming up short Saturday night at Roadblock in 6-woman tag action, but it was more so the events after the match that took place. Obviously, Blair Davenport with the inadvertent severance to Stephanie Vaquer, which ultimately cost him the matchup against the Estate. But then after the match, Stephanie Vaquer getting her comeuppance with SVB to Blair Davenport after the match. Considering themselves even, and now here tonight finds herself going one-on-one with a familiar foe, and Roxanne Perez, the woman she took the NXT Championship away from, or actually, was it? No, I think it was Julia. Julia took the NXT Women's Championship away from Roxanne, and then Stephanie Vaquer took it from Julia right. Right.
And her opponent, from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
And this woman coming oh so close Saturday night to becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, but just could not ultimately cover Selena Drake when Cora Jade rolled into the ring and threw Roxanne out of the ring and took advantage of pop rocks to Selena Drake, which ultimately won Cora Jade the match and retained her championship. And now, I mean, her eyes still on the prize, I would assume. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, she didn't get pinned in the matchup. And she did have, you know, a hand in the victory. So I guess tonight is a way for her to get back on the road to winning, back on the road to the Intercontinental Championship. And I mean, with an opponent such as Stephanie Vaquer, someone she has history with, you would have to assume it'd be a tough challenge here tonight on that path. As Stephanie Vaquer also has championship aspirations, whether it be the World Championship or Intercontinental Championship, trying to get back on that path. You know, took a little bit of a detour trying to help Naomi. And, you know, it kind of cost her last Saturday as Roxanne Perez gets an early advantage here in this matchup. Tossing her out on the apron and big right hand forearm strike, following it up with another and another, sending Vaquer crashing to the outside of the ring. As the referee, Daphne LaShawn, begins the count. Stephanie Vaquer countering with the leg attack and a big head scissors, taking down Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy. You know, if Roxanne Perez is to win this matchup here tonight, you'd have to think she would be in contention for some type of championship opportunity. Obviously, the World's Championship is locked up with the EST and Bianca Belair, but I mean, who's to say you can't get an opportunity after WrestleMania? Who's to say? And then obviously Cora Jade has no challengers as of right now for the Intercontinental Championship on the road to WrestleMania. She's dispelled of Selena Drake not once but twice, albeit through controversial means the first time, but the second time, all rules are off, all bets are off. She had to use Roxanne Perez to pin Selena Drake, but a win is a win, brother. And then obviously you got Roxanne and Vaquer obviously not a part of tag teams. I mean, well, Vaquer could team up with Naomi to go for the tag team championships. Same Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, obviously Bianca earlier in the night, trying to make it a point for the estate to capture the championships as Vaquer covers Roxanne, looking for a cover after that mean crossbody and only getting a 1 count. As the estate have championship aspirations, obviously Bianca vying for the World's Championship and trying to get Jakara and Lash on the same page to go for the tag team championships over on SmackDown. But that begs the question of the Intercontinental Championship, seemingly the only championship on the brand right now that doesn't have a challenger. And Vaquer and Roxanne, depending on who wins this match, could put their hat into the ring, or put their name in the hat. As Vaquer has been in control of this match for quite a bit here, but Roxanne fighting back, getting a counter and sweeping the leg of Stephanie Vaquer and calling for her to get up to her feet. These two very familiar with one another, battling over the NXT Women's Championship for a few months with Julia, with Jada Parker at the time. Friday Night SmackDown superstar Jada Parker. As these two women back on the outside of the ring, and a nice dragon screw to the outside of the ring, taking down Roxanne Perez. Stephanie Vaquer has been targeting that leg all matchup. I just had a stroke, brother. Stephanie Vaquer targeting that leg again, locking in a unique submission attempt, targeting the leg, the neck area of Roxanne Perez, who was in a precarious situation but able to fight out of it with a back elbow, really targeting that right leg of the Prodigy, who locks in a crossface far away from the ropes. These two women going submission for submission, as Stephanie Vaquer able to roll out of it. And big kick to the gut. Maybe looking for SVB there, but Roxanne Perez able to counter with a back elbow, fight out of it. Big forearm strike, another right hand, palm strike to the midsection. Roxanne Perez fighting back into this matchup. And Stephanie Vaquer shuts down the momentum, shuts down the offense of the Prodigy. and able to halt it. And she hits a stiff headbutt shot. Jesus. Calling for the Prodigy to get up to her feet. Handful of hair. She has bad intentions in mind as she drives Roxanne's head into that corner and a big kick to the midsection and scraping the boot across the face of the Prodigy. Going for the cover on Roxanne Perez here in Pensacola, Florida. 1, 2. Oh, a near fall there for La Primera. She almost saw the end of this matchup here. Roxanne, the matchup not swinging in her way as Stephanie Vaquer locks in an STF. Got it in tight, crisp. No John Cena STF where he has all that air in between his fists. That bothers me so much, bro. Big back elbow to Vaquer. Right on the bridge of the nose. Could be broken. Could be broken here, ladies and gentlemen. Irish whip off the ropes. Big clothesline taking down Stephanie Vaquer as Roxanne Perez calls for Vaquer back up to her feet. Kick in the gut. Looking forward. Pop Rocks got it. The same maneuver that beat Selena Drake on Saturday. Not enough to keep down Stephanie Vaquer. The same maneuver that won Cora Jade the matchup at Roadblock. Meteora smashing the face of Vaquer. Roxanne Perez in full control of this matchup. Handful of hair. Dragging her opponent across the ring. Knocking her off of the top turnbuckle. Big right hand propping her up on that top and just dragging her down on that shoulder. Maybe softening up for the crossface. Going up to the top is Roxanne Perez. Looking for a moonsault. Got it! That was clean, brother. Moonsault from the top and back on the attack. Realizing that's not enough. Stephanie Vaquer right back to the leg. Clothesline. Another clothesline. Fighting back. Firing up into this matchup. Super kick. Dunking the clothesline of Perez. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Roxanne. These two women putting it on the line with a possible championship opportunity on the line. Remember, wins and losses matter. Sometimes. And tonight, a win could go a long way. As both women on the wrong side of matches on Saturday night. Looking to bounce back. Big DDT from Roxanne. Countered Vaquer. Irish whip into the corner. Big scoop and a slam from Roxanne Perez on Stephanie Vaquer. Calling for La Primera to get up to her feet. The Prodigy lying in wait. Pop Rocks from the middle rope. That was sick. 1, 2. Vaquer kicks out yet again. In frustration, setting in for Roxanne Perez. As she is trying to figure out what she has to do to put down Stephanie Vaquer with Blair Davenport. As Roxanne has the referee's attention preoccupied. Severance to Vaquer. After Saturday night, the SVP. Blair comes back with a severance, this time intended. Target intended Vaquer, and Roxanne steals it. Thanks to Blair Davenport. Big victory for Roxanne Perez over a familiar foe in Vaquer after losing in such a fashion on Saturday, right back in the win column where she feels she belongs. One step closer, maybe, to getting back to the Intercontinental Championship. Big victory for the Prodigy, but it looks as if Blair Davenport, ladies and gentlemen, is not done yet with Vaquer after last Saturday. These two fighting somewhat on the same side on Saturday, but now Blair Davenport, obviously blinded by rage, could not exact her revenge on Bianca Belair, thanks, I guess in her mind, thanks to Stephanie Vaquer. Thank goodness referee Daphne LaShawn getting between the two, stopping Blair Davenport, but it looks like Blair Davenport has bad intentions in mind, looking to continue the assault, steel chair, then viciously attacking And I mean, there's nothing Daphne LaCharne can do with this lunatic in the ring with Steel. But Naomi, thank goodness for Naomi coming to the aid of Vaquer, returning the favor from a few weeks ago when Vaquer made the save for her. And I'm sure this is not the end. Looks as if Molly Holly has found her replacement in Mercedes, but Jade Cargill, who has been running all over this building in search of Mercedes Moné, and it looks as if Mercedes Moné was going to leave the arena, but Jade Cargill has found her target, and she is on the hunt. But now we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship champion, who was successful in her championship defense over three of the very best in Selena Drake, Mercedes Moné, and Roxanne Perez. Obviously, Mercedes being run off in the match by a returning Jade Cargill that night. And Cora Jade stealing a victory right from under Roxanne Perez's nose as Roxanne Perez hit pop rocks on Selena Drake. And Cora Jade picking up the scraps, tossing Roxanne outside the ring and securing the victory over Selena. 1, 2, 3, retaining her Women's Intercontinental Championship in Portland. And now has our eyes set on WrestleMania. Viva Las Vegas! The question is, who will her opponent be come WrestleMania? What a year it's been for the Sorceress of Sin. And she's looking to continue not just her run, but her championship reign. Separates a prodigy from a pretender. The prodigy will have a lot to say about that. What a big time matchup set up for next week. Roxanne Perez going one-on-one with Selena Drake. The winner will take on the Women's Intercontinental Champion for that championship in Vegas at WrestleMania. What does Chelsea Green have cooking? And Naomi on the hunt. A lot going on here on Monday Night Raw. A lot of chaos with Molly Holly laser focused on Sophia.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Boston, Massachusetts, Mercedes Moné.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this was supposed to be Molly Holly and Jordynne Grace against Thea Hail and Sophia Everett, but I mean, it's quite obvious Molly Holly wants to avoid any contact with Sophia Everett, and I mean, ran all over the arena here tonight trying to find anyone that will take her place, and ultimately landing on Mercedes Moné, promising Moné yet another World Championship opportunity, as she did at the Royal Rumble. And I mean, breaking news, I guess Molly Holly set up Geneva Rose for Mercedes to go Sophia into the match. That's new information that I and all of us didn't know. And I'm sure once that information eventually finds its way to Sophia, she will be smelling blood in the water. She will be on the hunt, as this woman has been the hired gun for Molly Holly. And here tonight, she is gonna do what she does.
From Austin, Texas,
She's going to do what she does, and that is hunt, that is brutalize her opponent, as she did to Thea Hail once before. She's done to Sophia Everett. And she will try to ensure that Sophia Everett will not make it to WrestleMania. It was a job failed at Roadblock for Jordynne Grace for the Juggernaut, but tonight she's trying to make sure lightning doesn't strike twice and make sure that Molly Holly and Sophia Everett at WrestleMania does not go on. But with that being said, Thea Hail has her eyes locked on the Juggernaut. I mean, the fire that she showed earlier in the night, challenging Molly Holly and Jordynne Grace to this tag team matchup. She's got something to prove, and that might spell danger for the Juggernaut for once in her career. Thea Hail has never showed this passion, this fire, this energy, this ruthless aggression in her career before. And I mean, maybe Sophia Everett brought it out of her. Maybe Jordynne Grace brought it out of her. But going at the Juggernaut in this way is uncharacteristic for Thea Hail. And maybe this is the energy that she needs to take her over the top. Ultimately, I mean, she is the Money in the Bank contract holder. Amongst the women, it is a 100% success rate. So, I mean, that falls in her favor. But right now, her focus is on Jordynne Grace. And as this woman, her focus... Who knows what this woman's focus is? With Molly Holly at WrestleMania? With Bianca Belair at WrestleMania? She has to worry about Jordynne Grace attacking her from every which way. Now Mercedes is kind of involved in it. Hands full for the Women's World Champion. And you know what? I don't think she'd change it one bit.
And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the WWE Women's World Champion, Sophia Everett.
She has been World's Champion for what, 467 days now to this point. An impressive championship reign for the champion, ultimately going up against the EST at WrestleMania. I don't know. Don't ask me how many days it will be at that point. I will figure it out. But it will be one hell of a contest and one hell of a contest. But I mean, who knows how the matches will fall? Will she have to face Molly Holly and Bianca in one night? Will she have to fight Bianca on night 1, Molly on night 2, Molly on night 1, Bianca on night 2? I don't know how it will fall out, but right now her focus needs to be on this tag team match and trying to just survive in this match. Obviously, the goal of this matchup, at least in Thea's eyes and Sophia's eyes, was to take it to Jordynne and Molly, but ultimately, you know, Mercedes replacing Molly. Now I guess the goal is to just take out Jordynne Grace before WrestleMania. So you can get Molly Holly in one-on-one action. As Mercedes Moné has full control of this matchup early on here over Thea Hail. Mercedes Moné, multiple-time champion all across the world. Name a promotion, she's probably won the title. Thea Hail, quite the opposite. No championship to her name. The only thing she has to her name is that Money in the Bank contract. Could not be any different from one another. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the business. But the spirit, the heart of a champion, of a warrior. And she gets a big soul kick to the stomach, to the abdomen of Mercedes Moné. Thea Hail fighting right back into this matchup. As she gets a big drop kick, low style, to Mercedes. And now throwing her in the corner, tagging in Sophia Everett. I just now noticed that Mercedes and Sophia have matching gear colors, which looked kind of sick if they were a tag team, but they're not. So, as Sophia goes for the cover there and not even getting a 1 count. Big, nice double team move from Thea and Sophia. Shoulder tackle as Sophia stares down Jordynne Grace and gets up the Blueprint, the CEO, the Moné Maker. These two very familiar with one another, facing one another at Clash at the Castle, which saw Sophia Everett victorious in stealing a win over Mercedes, outsmarting her, rolling her up, countering a pinfall of Mercedes into a pinfall of her own and winning. Facing one another yet again in a six-pack challenge at New Year's Revolution. And at the Royal Rumble, ultimately facing each other in a tables, ladders, and chairs that also saw Sophia Everett victorious thanks to Jade Cargill as Jordynne Grace back in the ring in a deadlift German. They'll get in the ring, actually. Sophia has a lot of history with all these women. Obviously, Mercedes, the history between them runs a little deeper. It's because of Mercedes Moné that Molly Holly is even in the position of general manager in the first place, thanks to her and Jade Cargill screwing Sophia Everett over in Game 7 against Tiffany Stratton at Survivor Series. As Mercedes Moné, I think, was looking for the Moné Maker there. Countered from Sophia, now hits a combination of strikes. Draping her across those ropes. Step-up kick. Looking forward, Hurricane Rana suicide style through the ropes. Throwing caution to the wind is the Women's World Champion. With this Pensacola, Florida crowd yelling out, "This is awesome! Hurricane Rana!" from the apron. That was sick to Jordynne Grace. The Juggernaut taken out, taken down. Calling for Mercedes to get up to her feet. Roll through, drop kick. Yeah. Got all of it. Up to the top, crossbody. Mercedes moving out of the way, and now both women are down. We are at a stalemate as Jordynne Grace she wants the tag bad, brother. She wants that tag bad, brother. But both women, Mercedes and Sophia, back up to their feet. Irish whip, counter, into the corner, step up, knee, clothesline, follow up, got it. Moonsault, got it. Springboard style, baby. Insult to injury, face to face with Jordynne Grace, almost mocking her. Roll through senton, but Mercedes, told you these two women know each other so well, scouted it, not allowing to hit the senton, a running Meteora from Moné, able to tag in the Juggernaut, who comes in and immediately mounts the champion and just laying in fists of fury. And tagging in Mercedes, because that's all she wanted to do, I guess. She just wanted to get her a piece. A piece. And now Mercedes Moné with a big drop kick. These two women cutting the ring in half. Great tag team wrestling from these two who have never teamed up once before ever. Big 2 count there and kick out from the Women's World Champion. Mercedes knows the resilience of Sophia so well. Sophia is in trouble here. Big kick to the injured midsection of the tape. It's like a bullseye on the champion as Mercedes rakes that boot across the face of Everett. But Everett fighting back into this matchup, able to knock Mercedes off of her feet, calling for the CEO to get up to her feet. Big spear out of the corner. And Jordynne Grace into the ring to break it up, but Thea Hail coming in. And going for Jordynne, but hitting Mercedes. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And Thea Hail right on the attack of Jordynne Grace. And Sophia, I don't know what the hell that was from Sophia Everett. That was kind of cool, though. It was like a roll through, like, Samoan drop. Combination of strikes from Sophia and Mercedes as Thea Hail taking the fight to Jordynne Grace. These two women battling up the ramp as Mercedes and Sophia go at it one-on-one here in the middle of the ring. Thea Hail is really taking the fight to Jordynne Grace. Jesus Christ. As Mercedes rocks Sophia's head right off of that turnbuckle post. I think Sophia was looking for GTS there as Thea Hail taking it to the Juggernaut here on the ramp. I mean, these two are pretty much a non-factor here in this matchup as Mercedes Moné looking for the Moné maker. Jordynne Grace fighting out of it. Big forearm there. Knocking Thea Hail off of the stage. What the hell is Jordynne Grace? Double axe handle from the stage onto the floor. What the hell? Moné maker on the inside of the ring from Mercedes Moné. As Thea Hail and Jordynne Grace. I mean, they're out of here, brother. I mean, this tag team match is basically turned into a one-on-one match. Mercedes going for the cover, too. Sophia able to kick out of the Moné maker. Big super kick there from Sophia, knocking Mercedes down with a forearm strike, flying. Oh my goodness. Raw General Manager Molly Holly making her presence felt here in this matchup. Opening for Mercedes, has back control, counter from Sophia. Back control of her own, German, counter, Mercedes, German, suplex. Beautiful transition of maneuvers there from two familiar opponents. Mercedes turning over. Sophia Everett going up to the top, hitting a frog splash. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out there from Everett at a count of 2 on Moné. Moné getting Sophia Everett into position in the middle of the ring, maybe looking for the statement maker. Yep, middle of the ring, statement maker in the middle of the ring. Everett nowhere to go. But very familiar with the hold. Able to fight out of it. Like I said, man, these two women know each other for on the back of their hands. These two battle over the course of like 5 months. And Sophia Everett fighting back into this matchup, roll through, Listo kick. Setting up Mercedes into the corner. Big clothesline. Dropping Mercedes to the ground and a vicious forearm strike. Mercedes in trouble. As Molly Holly catches the attention of Sophia Everett. And these two having obviously a heated discussion. These two with a match at WrestleMania. Allowing Mercedes to recover here in this matchup. This tag team match, which was Thea Hail against and Sophia against Molly Holly and Jordynne. Now turned to basically a single match between Mercedes and Sophia Everett. Mercedes taking advantage of Sophia and Molly Holly. Or Molly Holly distracting Sophia and allowing this opening for Mercedes to get back into this matchup. Mercedes calling for Sophia to get back to her feet. And Mercedes with a Meteora. Right back into this matchup thanks to the Raw big slap. Jesus Christ. You can hear all that slap. Getting Sophia up, perched up on the top turnbuckle. Double knees to that injured midsection. Going for the cover. 1, 2. As Pensacola, Florida lets these two women hear it. This is awesome. Sophia Everett catching Mercedes. This is how she won at Clash of the Castle. 2. Oh, only a 2 count there for the Women's World Champion. That's how she beat Mercedes at Clash of the Castle. These two women very familiar with each other. Step up kick yet again. Sophia Everett going for it again. The Hurricane Rana, but Molly Holly stepping in the way, in the path of Mercedes. And now Mercedes taking advantage again thanks to the opening of Molly Holly, locking in the statement maker, but rope break. Thankfully, the ring awareness, the ring presence of the Women's World Champion, catching that rope break. Double axe handle from the middle rope. Mercedes not allowing the champion to breathe. 1, 2. Oh. Very close for Mercedes. A victory there. Back up to the middle rope. Mercedes calling for the champion up to her feet. Meteora, good lord. I think Mercedes hurt herself a little bit there. Grabbing that thigh area. Big victory here for Mercedes. I mean, you have to think it would put her back in championship contention regardless of what Molly Holly would say as she's kicking the soul out of the champion, Jade Cargill. A storm is coming as Mercedes is running and Jade Cargill giving chase. Mercedes running in circles around the ring, just trying to get away from Jade Cargill as Molly Holly intercepts. Jade Cargill letting her know this is not the time, as Sophia Everett lying in wait catches Mercedes with a spear. Catching her lacking as Sophia Everett takes advantage of the opening that Jade Cargill has created. Big step up knee, clothesline, moonsault. Mercedes scouts it. And a big kick to the back, shutting down Sophia as Mercedes taken down by the legs. Sophia back up as Molly Holly grabs the leg of Sophia, who hits a crossbody to the outside of Molly Holly, takes out Molly. Roll through, drop kick, taking down Mercedes. Sophia Everett back against the wall, taking the fight to pretty much everybody as Mercedes ducks that back, spinning back fist, right hand, counter, kick in the gut, Sophia, big forearm counter. Counter from Mercedes. Two women going counter for counter. It's crazy. Handful of air. And Sophia, Mercedes have on Sophia. Big back elbow counter. Super kick. Straight jacket. German. Following it up with a curb stomp, planting the head of Mercedes into the mat. That's one of the hardest parts of the ring in that corner. Shooting star press from Sophia Everett. 1, 2, Sophia and Thea Hail are victorious.
Here are your winners, Thea Hail and Sophia Everett.
What a win for Sophia. And I guess Thea, who somewhere in this building is still fighting with Jordynne Grace. As Mercedes looks on and oh no, Mercedes. Jade Cargill stalking as Mercedes running yet again. But Jade Cargill catching her. Big headbutt, Jade Cargill. All over. The Blueprint finally getting her hands on Mercedes. As Sophia standing tall, but maybe not for long, as the EST in the ring, leg and wave spear from Bianca. The EST telling Sophia she wants her full focus. And if Sophia is going to retain at WrestleMania, if Sophia is going to survive yet again, she will need to give Bianca her full attention. We're at the end of WrestleMania. This could be the visual.